The top 10 biggest robberies of all time. 10th. Banco Central Burglary, Brazil, 2005. In 2005, robbers in Brazil pulled off one of the most intricate bank heists in history. The thieves rented a commercial property near the Banco Central in Fortaleza and tunneled over 250 feet underground to reach the bank's vault. Over the course of 3 months, they dug their way into the bank and escaped with about $70 million in Brazilian currency. Despite several arrests, the majority of the money has never been recovered. 9. The Great Train Robbery, UK, 1963. One of the most famous heists in history. The Great Train Robbery took place in the UK in 1963, when a gang of thieves hijacked a Royal Mail train. They managed to make off with £2.6 million, which is equivalent to approximately $74 million today. Despite the sophisticated planning, many of the robbers were eventually caught, but the bulk of the money was never found. But before we continue, 8. United California Bank Heist, USA, 1972. This robbery took place in Laguna Niguel, California, in 1972, when a gang led by Emil Dincio broke into the United California Bank's vault. Their haul was $30 million, but after adjusting for inflation, it would be equivalent to around $110 million today. Dincio and his crew were eventually caught, but the heist remains one of the largest in U.S. history. 7. The Brinks-Mat Robbery, UK, 1983. In 1983, a gang of robbers infiltrated a warehouse at London's Heathrow Airport and made off with 3 tons of gold bullion, diamonds, and cash worth about £26 million, approximately $41 million at the time. This heist has gone down in history as one of the most infamous in the UK, and though many of the thieves were caught, much of the stolen goods have never been recovered. 6. Securitas Depot Robbery, UK, 2006. In February 2006, a group of robbers kidnapped the manager of the Securitas Depot in Tonbridge, England, along with his family. They forced him to grant them access to the vault, where the gang escaped with approximately £53 million, $83 million. Many of the culprits were later caught, but the robbery remains one of the largest cash thefts in British history. 5. Dar es Salaam Bank Heist, Iraq, 2007. In 2007, a group of insiders orchestrated an audacious heist at the Dar es Salaam Bank in Baghdad, Iraq, making off with $282 million in cash. The robbery was suspected to have been an inside job involving the bank's own guards, but the Iraqi government never publicly confirmed the details. To this day, no one knows what happened to the money. 4. British Bank of the Middle East Robbery. 4th British Bank of the Middle East Robbery, Lebanon, 1976. In 1976, during the height of the Lebanese Civil War, a group of robbers took advantage of the chaos to break into the British Bank of the Middle East in Beirut. They used explosives to breach the bank's vault and stole around $20 million worth of gold, jewels, and currency, which would be worth around $400 million today. The perpetrators were never caught, and the loot was never recovered. 3. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum Heist, USA, 1990. In one of the most famous art heists in history, 2 men dressed as police officers gained entry to the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston and made off with 13 pieces of art valued at $500 million. Works by Vermeer, Rembrandt, and Degas were among the stolen pieces. The crime remains unsolved, and the artworks have never been recovered. 2. The Bank of Bangladesh Cyber Heist, Bangladesh, 2016. This heist took place entirely in the digital realm. Hackers infiltrated the Bangladesh bank's systems and attempted to steal nearly $1 billion by sending fraudulent transfer requests via the SWIFT network. While most of the transfers were stopped, the thieves succeeded in stealing $101 million, of which only a small portion was recovered. The cyber heist remains one of the largest digital robberies in history. 1. The Central Bank of Iraq Heist, Iraq, 2003. The largest bank heist in history occurred in Iraq in 2003. Saddam Hussein reportedly ordered the theft of $1 billion from the Central Bank of Iraq just before the U.S.-led invasion. The money was loaded into trucks and vanished. While some of the funds were eventually recovered, this heist still stands as the biggest theft of cash in history. Please don't forget to comment and tell us your opinion on the video.